Signore e signori, buongiorno.
Ladies and gentlemen, good morning and welcome to Vicenza Oro September 2021. I'm Marco Carniello, the jewelry and fashion manager and group brand director, and I would like to thank you all for being here in Vicenza. This meeting is also being streamed on the web. This is a special edition because we're back after 21 months. A very special edition characterized once again by innovation. IEG did not stop. We have been planning, working, exchanging ideas, probing the market and the companies. And it is together with the companies and with the support of our political, institutional and economic system that we're here today opening a big fair, an exhibition with 800 exhibitors, a very high number, 70% Italians, 30% companies coming from 24 countries in the world. So I have the pleasure and the honor to introduce the representatives of this system. We have here the Vice President of the province, Mrs. Franco. Then we have the Councillor for Production, Mr. Roberto Marcato. The President of ICE, Mr. Carlo Maria Ferro. The President of Federafe, who will talk representing all national associations in this industry, Mrs. Claudia Piaserico, the President of Italian Exhibition Group, Mr. Cagnoni, and the Mayor of Vicenza, Mr. Francesco Rucco. So we would like also to thank Mr. Senoriello, the Prefect of Brescia, the President of the Chamber of Commerce, Mr. Soccato, and Mrs. Beltrami, National Vice President of Confindustria, as well as Director of ICE Agenzia. So thank you very much for your attention. Let's start with the President of Italian Exhibition Group, Mr. Cagnoni.
E benvenuti a questa edizione.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to this edition of Vicenza Oro. It's indeed a great pleasure for me to welcome you back. I must admit that I am slightly moved because this is a very special moment. This trade fair is a great opportunity, and indeed a unique opportunity for the restart of a sector of excellence of the Made in Italy industry. 85% of the sales are made on the export market. This industry has proved to be able to restart by laying the right conditions for that. I'm sure that the newly elected president of Federafe, Claudia Piaserico, will confirm that. It's a great opportunity for me to make the best wishes to her to perform this prestigious work. Something that she has received from a distinguished person, and indeed a dear friend and a great collaborator of Vicenza Oro, Mrs. Ivana Ciabatta. We have gone through a time of uncertainty for 18 months. We have been meeting for more than 60 years. This is a great opportunity to stimulate the domestic market to get started again with a great determination and to look at the future and to look at the whole world. Vicenza Oro is the international platform which is used by our country to support Italian companies to enter the most important international markets. I can state that this exhibition will be confronted with problems of growth and development, but I am not afraid of saying this. I want to publicly state that as a trade fair, we are determined to meet the needs which are there, and this is not stated only for theoretical reasons. We know that there are clear needs which have been expressed by the market. I'm sure that we'll have a very interesting discussion full of suggestions that might be at time a bit uncomfortable because we'll have to make very clear decisions. And I am sure that we are creating the best atmosphere to tackle these needs, since these are noble needs highlighted by the market. I'd like to conclude by thanking all the companies and all the stakeholders who have believed in the Vicenza Oro Trade Fair. I also would like to congratulate the director of Mr. Marco Carniello, director of VIG, Gold and Jewelry sector, for his very precious work. He has been working for 21 months in the new organization. I mean, he has been very active. He put all his efforts in the work, notwithstanding the uncertainty of the future, also in terms of the possibility to really organize this edition, something which was not to be taken for granted. But we say that we are here today to join our hands to congratulate him for his work, because he contributed to lay the conditions to have the true, real, great world exhibition in the field of jewelry and gold after the long time of darkness due to the pandemic. So thank you very much. I also would like to thank the city of Vicenza, its institutions, the professionals and the workers for the precious collaboration which has always been there. And they also contributed to the success of the V-Off, which is the result of the collaboration with the municipal authorities. So I'd like to congratulate the mayor. Once and again, thank you very much. Enjoy the trade fair and have a great business. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. Now the Mayor of Vicenza, Mr. Vincenzo Rucco. Thank you very much, Marco. Thank you very much, President of IEG. Well, today I'm very happy for what I can see here, and I am actually sitting down here, and I'm not used to speak sitting down. I usually speak standing up, but this is what we're doing here today. We're all sitting down. So thank you very much, Mr. President of IEG. Together with you, we are trying to leave behind this very dark period, and we are succeeding. I am an optimist. I believe that there will be a significant recovery, especially in the Veneto region, especially in Vicenza, where our companies are proving to be extremely dynamic. And the gross domestic product of this region will prove this with figures at the end of the year. The first 6 months have already provided us with promising results. So I am an optimist. I would like to thank all those who have worked for this initiative to be successful. Mr. Carniello is a pillar of this. I can see him smiling at my words, but this is really true. I have seen him working together with our councillor, Mr. Giovane, with our council. I mean, working really hard, looking towards the future, and notwithstanding all the COVID difficulties, we have organized the off, which is going to be significant also from a touristic viewpoint. And we're going to be candidate for the City of Culture in 2024, including this initiative, because it will be culture, but it will be also enterprise. So my hope is that everybody will be happy and satisfied with this fair. It is one of the few fairs that are taking place worldwide. Many are wondering, how did you manage that? Well, you have to know the Vicenza people, the Veneto people. This is an area of determination where people really work hard, and we have proven this. So we're ready to take on the challenges of the future, and we will be supported, I am sure, by the whole jewelry industry. An industry that must be supported by the community, by the institutions. And I can guarantee that institutions are doing their best, starting from the municipality of Vicenza all the way up to Europe, where we have Roberto as well as Councillor Marcato, and we're really networking to work for our area, because we are convinced that we will achieve great results. Vicenza is a city and a province that is evolving. We have grand projects for this area. Last but not least, the definitive project for high velocity, high capacity mobility with a train station right here in Vicenza with a bus connection that will cross the whole city and significantly improve mobility and the quality of life of our citizens and our companies. So we are really looking forward to a bright future. Thank you very much, Mr. President. Thank you very much to all of you. And up with Vicenza, and up with Vicenza Oro specifically. Thank you. Thank you very much to the Mayor of Vicenza. Now I would like to leave the floor to Mr. Carlo Maria Ferro.
Thank you very much, Mr. Carniello. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the authorities, to the President, and the 750 exhibitors who have been brave to come here and invest in the trade fair at the time of recovery. Welcome back to Vicenza. This is a great moment for the recovery. This is just a step, one of the steps of a week in which we are opening 9 main trade exhibitions. The furniture, food, glasses, shoes, and jewelry. It's important to say that Vicenza Oro 2021, Tea, Gold, and Vintage are open with 260 operators coming from abroad with the support of ICE Agenzia. I firmly believe that this is the start of a new era after the pandemic, a new era for trade fairs in Italy. We do that thanks to the bravery and the stubbornness of organizers. Congratulations to Mr. Cagnoni, to IEG, the entrepreneurs. I'd like to welcome Mrs. Piazerico and congratulate in her new position of President of Federafe. This is thanks also to the country as a system. It is thanks to the vaccination campaign that this is possible. The country is supporting those companies which are exporting. The support to the trade fair system is not only in the form of funds and financial support, but also to the possibility to keep the doors open. Vicenza Oro is just one of the few events in Italy which never closed down during the pandemic. Thanks to the ability of entrepreneurs and organizers and ICE, we have been able to keep the doors open with hybrid events, which are still very useful. And the trade fair will continue digitally on the 15th, 16th, and 17th of September. Then you can come safely in Italy and attend to major communication events. And we are planning a major event on Japan in the coming months. The restart of markets indicates that Italian companies are vital. They are back on the markets. I'm sure that the crisis of 2020 was a crisis on the demand side. Italian companies are competitive, have great resources, they have deep roots, so they can grow rapidly when demand starts again. This has happened for export. I'm not quoting the 25% over the previous year, which is not very significant, plus 4% on the past 6 months over the previous year. That means that we are among the first. We are the ones having the best performance in the G8 countries group, with the exception of China. For the sector of cosmetics, indeed, we have been on a sort of roller coaster. Minus 28% in 2020, plus 64% in the past 6 months, 4.2% 2019, 4.6% in the past 6 months on the GDP. Indeed, ICE, with the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, is at the side of Italian companies with 15 new initiatives. My time allows only to quote one of these companies. That is the opening up of territorial community desks. And the companies of the Veneto region can meet each representatives in Verona every week. We have 78 headquarters all over the world. So we support the attendance of Italian companies abroad free of charge. GIS of Miami, Hong Kong International Jewelry Show, the China Import Exhibition in Shanghai, and Gems and Techs in Dubai, among the different activities of Italy. These are those which are planned. I see that my time is over, so I conclude, and I wish you profitable business here.
Grazie, Presidente.
Thank you very much. I would like now to leave the floor to the Vice President of the province, Mrs. Franco. Good morning to all of you. It is always such a pleasure to participate in the opening ceremony of this very important event for the city and for the province of Vicenza. There is so much enthusiasm and excitement in the air, especially at this edition, given what we are leaving behind us. An important event. Well, these events cannot be totally replaced by digital events. Being in presence, the relationship between buyers and exhibitors is unreplaceable, and the province of Vicenza is especially proud of this jewel presenting jewels. So we support the city, we support the mayor and the city administration to provide our facilities, our history, our restaurants, and all what can make the stay of people coming to Vicenza a very pleasant one. So my wish is that this is a moment of profitable exchange, in a very important moment for Vicenza, for Italy, for our role in the world and at international level. As a woman, and as a woman from Vicenza, I would like to congratulate the new president, Mrs. Claudia Piaserico. Congratulations, I'm very proud that you are going to represent us in your role. So thank you very much and enjoy the fair. Thank you very much, Vice President. Now the floor to the new president of Federafe, who will talk on behalf of all company representing also the other categories.
Thank you very much, Marco, and thank you all for this very warm welcome. This is a big challenge for me. I would like to thank you. I also would like to thank all my colleagues who have appointed me to represent all the industry associations, industries, artisans, and so on. I also would like to welcome all the authorities. Indeed, I am very happy to be here at Vicenza Oro again. You know, Marco, 1 year has elapsed. We were together at the Voice meeting. Last year, we had a trade fair which was completely different from the ones we were used to. However, we were able to communicate the industry that we are all united and we were not going to surrender. We have 750 exhibitors today. That again confirms there is a global message to give. The gold and jewelry Italian sector is ready to face and enter into the post-COVID era. We are here to anticipate and advance the needs of producers and of consumers. You already quoted the data, Mr. President, of ICE. I'd like to quote the data concerning our industry. On the one hand, we are happy, but we would like also to be cautious. Indeed, there is a major step forward as compared to 2020. Our statistical office states that we have plus 86% as compared with 2020 and plus 2.8% as compared to 2019. If we consider the time from January to May, there are very interesting peaks in March and April, a stop or a standing still in May and June. So we are optimistic at the same time, we are cautious. If we carefully study the data, this plus 2.8%, which is positive, turns into minus 11% in terms of quantities. That means that we have exported products which have a higher added value. But considering the increase in prices, the performances of 2019 have not yet been achieved this year. So we are happy, positive, but cautious. So the next months, till the month of January, are intended to confirm the state of the art domestically and internationally in the reference markets. That means we need to understand whether markets are back to buy the made in Italy, or if that is a revenge shopping. Companies are ready, entrepreneurs are ready, and the fact that they have come here so numerous is a confirmation of that. What are the issues we are facing? Well, the same issues this exhibition is considering: training, digital, internationalization, legality, design. These are key issues for our industry. Just to reference to some of the most important issues, let's talk about training. Training is a very important subject, which some thorns, which concerns all the industries. Training skillful people is not easy. Finding the skills that we need is difficult. Training, before speaking about specialization courses, should make a step back to better observe the culture of our society. We can improve the skills, but if there are no people willing to work in the industry and to work with passion, in particular, if we are not able to communicate the opportunities which are there, so we have to use a better storytelling. If we don't do that, it will be very difficult to identify the young people offering hopes for the future and for growth. So training, communication, culture are three interconnected pillars. Then sustainability. Sustainability is another important subject which cannot be disregarded. All companies in all industries know that. If you want to be an international player, you have to take on board sustainability. This is not intended only as a marketing tool, as many unfortunately do, but a real sustainability, which is something which is indeed a key responsibility for entrepreneurs. We speak about circular economy, traceability, the implementation of the directive of war minerals, and the key certification skills. There's another issue that is internationalization. It's also very important. That means promoting the made in Italy. We are confident that in the coming months, with the support of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and the precious work of ICE, we'll be able to strengthen the programs to improve market penetration in key markets. The USA, in particular, we had the opportunity to see that GDO activities have been successful. Japan, the first test is starting in these days, and China. Continental China is becoming increasingly interesting, is a point of interest and of curiosity for our companies. This in particular for the Hong Kong trade-off, which is being downsized, and also because the Chinese market still is one of the most appealing markets for our companies. The majority of jewelry consumers live in China. That is indeed a very difficult market. We have indeed to care for a different distribution market, for different methods of communication, for a different culture. So we have to learn and understand that market. But that is also shown by the high number of participants at the Import-Export Shanghai exhibition. There are many projects underway, also in the field of digitalization. Our sector is not very familiar with the digital world. This is an opportunity, not only a need. The pandemic has stressed that this is a prerequisite to work for the companies. Many companies have got the tools to do that, and most importantly, there have been public investments for that. To conclude, the coming months will be key for the industry, for the country as a whole, which is they are tackling the challenges of the reforms and how to effectively and efficiently use the European funds. Mr. Pero, if you allow me, I would like to quote you when answering to a journalist posing a question on the magnitude of funds for internationalization. You answered 220 billion euro for that item. If those resources are correctly invested in reforms, justice, digital infrastructures, that will be the most important operation to promote the Made in Italy in the world. This is an opportunity which we cannot lose, let alone fail. Thank you very much. Enjoy the trade fair.
Mi ha dato lei un assist meraviglioso.
Grazie, Presidente.
Thank you very much, President. Thank you, Claudia. Let's conclude with Mr. Roberto Marcato, Councillor for Economic Development. Thank you very much. I would like to greet you all on behalf of our President, Mr. Zaia, and our administration. Here with us, we also have our Regional Councillor, Mrs. Carminato. I wish you all a great fair, first of all, but let me make two remarks. Well, this is the first fair worldwide of this kind after COVID. And I believe that this is an extraordinary sign of the reactivity of our region. The Veneto region, as figures show, has a growth of the GDP which is 1% higher than the Italian average. Well, every 10 years, more or less, in the last 30 years, we have had crises affecting the whole world. Tomorrow, we're celebrating the 20-year anniversary of the 11th of September. Then we had the subprime crisis. And last year, COVID. 3 million North-East system was questioned, with many claiming that the small and medium enterprise system of the Veneto region could not have reacted to these worldwide crises. And each time, the analysis of economists have been thwarted by facts. And it is happening once again, because also this time many were almost making the funeral of our economic system, but we have been able to react. I mean, the GDP growth is linked to small and medium companies that are creating new jobs, that are working and recovering right now. More than 95% of the Veneto regions have less than 10 employees. So instead of hunting for new models of development, let's understand how we can further strengthen this development model. Because it is true that to be competitive, not only here but worldwide, you need to internationalize and you need to innovate and make research. And it is very difficult for very small companies to innovate and make research. But we have discovered that also in these small companies, there is a very high degree of innovative capacity. Of course, these companies must be supported by the Italian system. That's what they need. The second remark I would like to make is the following one. COVID-19 has demonstrated that our economy is able to react, that exhibitions and fairs can react, but we have also seen the fragility of our economy. I have always supported fairs at the different meetings, transferring the needs and the demands of the fair system. And both the Conte and the Draghi governments have actually understood the needs of this industry and have taken the necessary measures to support the fair system. However, there are some critical issues that cannot be neglected. And I believe that it is necessary to analyze with courage the Veneto exhibition system, the Veneto fair system. COVID-19 has proven that nobody is immortal, that nobody can go on their own. So we need to think about this seriously. Already some years ago, I had tried to have all the Veneto fairs sitting around a table to develop a synergy to be competitive worldwide. This attempt of mine was not successful. Veneto people work very hard, produce a lot, but they are also economically selfish. However, COVID-19 could persuade those who could not be persuaded before. There is an exchange of ideas, a productive exchange of ideas. Rimini and Vicenza are an example of this quality leap. We need more synergies to be competitive, and everybody must go in this direction and make an effort in this direction. So hopefully we will all think about this. We need this right now, and the Veneto region must go on being a driving region, and obtain the respect that the Veneto region deserves. Because when they ask me, how do you do it? And I say, well, because we are Veneti, from the Veneto region. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Councillor. And now to conclude, I would like to read the message of our Minister for International Affairs, Mr. Di Maio. I would like to greet President Lorenzo Cagnoni, as well as all the companies in your industry represented in Vicenza Auto 2021. Even though I cannot be physically there with you today because of previous commitments, I would like to restate the support of our system to the fair and to the gold jewelry value chain. After many months, due to the pandemics, we are now finally opening Vicenza Oro, demonstrating that exhibitions are an important window case of our excellence. And I have fought personally for fairs to be reopened again. In this difficult 1.5 years, the Farnesina has focused on support with the purpose of challenging the pandemic crisis and supporting recovery. Fairs are amongst the 6 fundamental pillars for export. And thanks to the Italian Foreign Trade Commission, ICE, we have developed support in terms of incoming and communication, both physical and digital. And through Semest, we have opened up a special credit line dedicated to fair headquarters and international fair organizers. Moreover, we also have the possibility of providing benefits online with the temporary framework of the European Union. The jewelry industry, just like all the most important made-in-Italy industries, was suffering from the pandemic, but the first months of 2021 certify a growth in export. The value of the trade shows a plus 33.6% in the first 6 months of this year compared to the first 6 months of the previous year. The 7,000 companies of this value chain, making Italy the sixth exporter of jewelry worldwide, have reacted, and fairs have proven flexibility, vision, opting for a synergy. Being the Minister of Foreign Affairs today, I support the whole jewelry industry represented in Vicenza, with 3 simultaneous events: Vicenza Oro, T-Gold for machinery and technology, and VO Vintage for watches and precious vintage jewelry. With more than 750 exhibitors, these 3 fairs are a perfect place for business and networking for those actors in the field who want to grab the opportunities provided by these events. With our foreign offices abroad and with our network, we will further support the internationalization of the Italian companies, manufacturing companies, with integrated initiatives to disseminate abroad the Italian quality of life. Hopefully, I will meet you in January 2022 with the next Vicenza Oro, and in the meantime, I would like to greet you all and wish you profitable proceedings. Luigi Di Maio, Italian Minister of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation. Well, thank you very much to our guests. And now to the traditional ceremony, the cutting of the ribbon. Please remain seated. And I will ask you to stand up to cut a ribbon after putting your mask back on again. Thank you. Keep your distance. Wonderful. Right, let's proceed. 3, 2, 1, go. Happy fair to all of you. Thank you very much, and this concludes the opening ceremony of Vicenza Oro, September 2021.
Ci vediamo,